Hello, welcome back. So, this is my 8th month lock update video. We still in there. I don't have a lot of updates, but I guess I have more some things that I've noticed and heard. So, no changes overall between like last month and this month, really. My routine is still the same. I'm 2 days away from a retwist, so I'm very, this is as rough as it's gonna get. And it's not all too bad in my opinion. Like the style that I had my hair done in, when I had it done was, taken from my part. And getting closer towards needing a retwist, it don't it don't want to stay like that. It really kind of just naturally falls nearly like this, but something like that. But yeah, I don't mind it at all. Yeah, I would say one thing that I do recall is a new colleague met me within this between month 7 and today, and she did a lock journey for, I think she said about 9 months, 7 to 9 months, somewhere in there. And she was like, oh my god, your hair is so pretty, and you're locking it right. And I was like, yeah. And she wound up cutting out her locks, and because she is somebody that really loves to change it up very frequently, I would say, I don't know to what degree is frequent for someone that does, but at least every week she's wearing a new style, and sometimes even within the same week she may be wearing 2 styles. So and that's faux locks, crochet of some sort, beach wave of some sort. This is very various looks. But she admires my locks, and I think she said her sister has locks and she's always admired her sister's locks. So that was kind of what encouraged her to start her lock journey. But she discovered it wasn't really for her at this point because she loves to change it up so much. And I told her, I said, I agree. I said, when you want to do it, you will know when you're ready. That's kind of how I explain it to people. And yeah, she cut her locks out, and then she kind of sort of regretted cutting them a little bit because she lost so much length. And I don't know how long her hair was. I don't know how long her hair is now, because I can't say that I've seen her natural hair yet. But the one thing I've noticed more so for me is what I would consider, in terms of my lock retwists, let's take this lock for example. You can clearly see the lock retwisting for the past 8 months. I would consider that from here to here, and that's how much my hair has grown and has been retwisted in lock form. Now, it may be a little higher than this point here, but from here on down is my original 2-strand twist. Now it's about 50-50, for this lock in particular, for the length. The lock retwist started from here on back, and my original 2-strand twist from here on down. So if she went 9 months and she cut, her locks to, revert her hair back, well, I'm just thinking, if I cut even just half of this, or even the whole of that, if I go back and look at my first install, with my hair stretched from the 2-strand twist, my hair length is literally just about where it is now. And I have about, I'm just thinking like this is more dense, you know, than this is. You would think this is more dense because it's locked than this is, but this is considerably dense. If you think about, this part used to be up here, but when my hair was just freshly installed, my hair strand was all the way down here. So if you're gonna cut your locks, I wouldn't cut what you think you should cut. You know, if in fact, I really would probably just encourage just to take the whole lock out from the bottom to the root. You can preserve your length and then you know what needs to go after the fact. But I just, especially if you're concerned about retaining length, you don't know where that's really going to fall, you know, in lock form. I'm sure that's very different for hair texture types also. So, because I have very fine hair, I have curly and wavy hair, so my hair does a lot of spiraling, and you know, I mean, clearly you can see this one with this hair is more wavy, but you know, if I take one of these spirals down, if I really wanted to, you know, it would come, you know, at a longer length, just because it's just so tightly curled, versus somebody who may not have curly hair. So just take that in consideration for people who are considering something like that. I don't know, you know, if any information about that is out there, but I would just say if you want to take your locks down, just start from the bottom up, get the trim that you need once you take it out. Another thing, I was on a girls' weekend trip, and I was in the gift shop of this nature trail, or it's really not a nature trail, but it's a falls exhibition, if you will, you know, just watch the falls. So at the gift shop of this place, and a lady walks up to me and she was like, "Oh, excuse me, what kind of locks do you have?" And I was like, "I just have traditional locks, and I have what did I say, medium." I asked for medium parts and 2-strand twist install, so they're just traditional locks. So she was like, "Oh, okay." And she was saying that her hair texture is like similar to mine. It maybe may not be, but she has very curly hair, and she was wondering how would her hair retain curls if she locked her hair. And I'm like, yeah, if you have curly hair, you will always have curly hair. As we can see, you know, we are doing all kinds of things because of curly hair. So, you know, everybody's hair is different. And you know, to that point, when somebody says, and anybody across YouTube or out there in the world says everybody's lock journey is different, boy, they aren't lying. Because some of the assumptions that I've made, you know, thinking like, oh, my hair will probably behave like this because this person's hair texture looks so similar to mine. In terms of that person's hair, my hair is really behaving similar. So I did find somebody that was truly close to my hair texture type. But in terms of like other YouTubers and all this terminology with locks, budding and ugly phase, and you know, teenage phase, baby phase, you know, adult phase, you know, all those things, I haven't experienced any budding at all. I don't think that I will at this point, quite frankly. But the other thing that I think I remember a lot of people, you know, in my research for like 6 months, I've, you know, kind of retained a lot of those terminology and just assumed that I would experience those things too, like the itchy phase. I haven't had that. I haven't at all, and I would have expected it to happen by now, and actually before now, and it's not. So definitely know that everybody's scalp is different, everybody's hair texture type is different, and your hair texture type itself from front to back, from crown side to side, ear to ear is different. It likely may not have the same consistency throughout. It might. So your hair will behave the way it wants, and that's what I'm allowing for mine to do. So, but in terms of updates, I don't really have any. But I guess I just wonder, do people have favorite locks? Like, oh, like this lock is my favorite. I actually do have one, or I feel like I have a couple of them. Like I love a little curly dude here. But that was actually not the one. It's not it either. Feel up. There it is. I don't know why. I love this one. It's so weird, but it never really wants to, especially towards close to a retwist. It never stays the way it should. And get this, like this used to be the same way as that. So look at, and I don't care that this is doing that. So yeah, my hair texture type, and I should say, just from my perspective, that a lot of the things that my hair is going through is because I started with long hair. I think that should be pretty evident to be 8 months and I have this much length, versus somebody else, and my hair texture type also. So my hair in its natural state, without it being stretched, sat a little bit about here, in its natural wavy, as some people say, my main state sits about here once I got it cut the last time. But when my hair is stretched, it's my Kakashi shirt. Kakashi, my hair was about this long. So that's what I was working with to start. And a lot of people don't start like that. So my hair is definitely going to do something different versus somebody starting out with a shorter length and a different hair texture type. So anyway, I'm definitely ready for my, retwist. Not because it's like, oh my god, I need this retwist because I feel like my hair looks unruly. It's not because of that, but it's more so just, get my hair washed. And I have to do it myself. Another thought that I had today, actually, I was talking to my childhood best friend, and she has not micro. She has, and Lord have mercy, the name just slipped me. I know I am tired. But she has, what is it? And please forgive me, I'm like literally having a brain fart. Where she gets reties. That's what they call it. They don't call them retwists, they call them reties. Sister locks. Yeah, so she has sister locks, and even we were video chatting yesterday, and like my hair was just looking all over, kind of. She's like, oh my god, look at our hair. It's like, but all we gotta do is this to get it straight. I was telling her today, and I was like, man, like I am really loving not having to go to the beauty supply store. Like, I think I kind of boiled my visits down to maybe once every 2.5 weeks, and I know she said she needs to go today, but I mean, even sometimes you could make a lot more runs than that to a beauty supply store. So it's like I don't go to a beauty supply store at all for myself, unless I want to get some adornments, technical term, some decoration to throw on these. But no, I don't need anything. I would have. Actually, I did recently. I went to the beauty supply store to get some rose water. Cause I guess that's a point to make. The first rose water bottle that I bought, which is the Heritage, um, something Heritage rose water with European roses. Don't know what makes that so different, but yeah, I actually ran out of it, and it took me a little like 7 months. Let's just say it took me 7 months to deplete that whole bottle, and I use it in different forms. Like I initially was mixing it with vitamin E oil and itself, and it was that didn't work for me. And then I just started using it by itself. So yeah, it took me 7 months to deplete that. So that's pretty good. Like if I really was gonna go to the beauty supply store and buy that, but I really wanted to buy that, and they didn't have that at the beauty supply store, so I had to get it through Amazon. But yeah, so those are my notes. So let's get into this visual of what my hair is looking like right now before a retwist. So, excuse my little froze. My little froze. And then what is the cutest thing is, I just washed my face, so it's a little out there, not as well. It's a little, I don't know, can't really. This a little curly Q. I have a widow's peak. If you guys haven't noticed, but it's a small one, and I don't want it cut. But my widow's peak is maintained with this center lock, so it sweeps in with the center lock, and I like that. So I'm glad when it got parted that it didn't get split, because I wouldn't have liked it. No, I liked it. I would not have liked that. Anyway, so 360. One thing I was just thinking about, and I think I've said it enough, but I haven't said it this way, but I said it to my stylist on my last retwist. And I was like, I love where this is going. Like, my hair is thickened up quite a bit. I was like, I'm two fisting my ponytail now. Like, I'm two palming my ponytail. Like, and, I don't have to, but what I could have just did easily with, one hand, um, it's now better, easier to, use two. She was like, mm-mm. I was like, yes, ma'am. That's actually like a compliment to me, to myself, just because I have fine hair and I didn't know um, how it. I didn't know how my locks would form in terms of thickness, even though my mane and my loose natural is like mega. I know that I still have fine hair because once you put some heat in it, then it's kind of like, well, what happened? But it's still thick, like somebody talking, oh, your hair is so thick. You're like, yeah, it's just fine. Beats me how you get both, but I do. So, just, yeah, I love to say my ponytail has some bite to it. Like, I don't want a little skimpy wimpy ponytail that's almost like, putting this much together. Like, what is going on? I rather like a ponytail with some girth to it. So yeah, so I was like, I'm pretty excited about that turnout. I really didn't have a expectation on how thick was going to get, but what I have is pretty nice. So a lot of my locks still look like retwisted, twisted hair. So it is what it is. But I get a lot of compliments now. I get a lot of acknowledgement, that it is locks, and I feel like I'm in the fold now. But thank you for watching, and I think I have a few more photos this time around than the last, so stick around and enjoy them. Hope to see you next time at the 9-month mark. Bye.